Welcome to Raj Malhotra's IAS Academy. I'm Surbhi Sardana and this is PRELIMS SPRINT 2022. Here we discuss the most essential topics that you must know and learn for cracking this year's UPSC Civil Services Prelims examination. So before starting with our today's discussion, I would like to inform you that our institute is conducting free mock test in a simulated environment for this year's prelims. As you can see that the two tests, test 1 and test 2, which were conducted on 17th and 24th April, those dates have passed. If you have not registered for the third test, that will be held on 1st May. The right time is now. The test is entirely free of cost in both online and offline mode. You'll find the link for registration in the description below. So take this opportunity, use this opportunity. The test will be conducted entirely on UPSC pattern and on the same time as UPSC conducts its prelims exam, that is GS paper would be conducted from 9:30 AM to 11:30 AM, and in the second half CSAT would be conducted. So that would give you a lot of a simulated environment and a good practice before sitting for the real exam. So register here and let's start with the today's discussion. The discussion topic for today is mapping part 2. Earlier we did mapping for Africa. Today we will be doing a very important area that is called Southeast Asia, as you can see in green in the map here. See, when we are referring to countries in different parts of the world, there are many international publications which use wrong maps of India, and we also have a problem with that. But to depict certain areas and to use the close format of political maps, we are using some kinds of maps which might not be agreeable, which are not agreeable to us also and to you also, but for the time being this is it, and we understand that these are not the right maps of India. So here this map shows the entire Southeast Asia. What you have to look here is the location of Southeast Asia. Look at all the major seas which are located in this area. We'll start from here. Here we have India. Okay, India के नीचे बे ऑफ बंगाल है, इंडिया के राइट साइड पर बे ऑफ बंगाल है और अंडमान आइलैंड्स हैं, और इस तरफ साउथ ईस्ट एशिया है जो कि आज हम कवर करेंगे. विल बी कवरिंग दिस एरिया. सो लेट्स सी व्हाट आर द सीज विच आर लोकेटेड देयर इन द मैप ऑन द प्रीवियस स्लाइड. ओके, सो हियर वी सॉ अंडमान सी देखा था हमने. उसके ऊपर बर्मा है. इट इज़ नोन एज म्यांमार नाउ. अर्लियर इट्स नेम वॉज बर्मा. From here towards like below Thailand, it is Gulf of Thailand. अभी थोड़ा सा broadly देख रहे हैं. We'll complete the entire political map of Southeast Asia. Just look at the Indian Ocean where it is located, South China Sea where it is located, Philippine Sea and North Pacific Ocean. बस ये broad outline अपने mind में रखनी है Southeast Asia के map को लेकर. And now let's proceed. See, Southeast Asia is a vast region of Asia situated east of Indian subcontinent and south of China. यहाँ पर चाइना है. इसके southern area में ये जो area है, this is called Southeast Asia, and towards east of India, this is known as Southeast Asia. Countries क्या है Southeast Asia की? हम जो broadly whatever the countries will be doing for Southeast Asia, they are 10 in number. All these 10 countries, ये सारी की सारी 10 countries ASEAN का part है, Association of Southeast Asian Nations. We will be covering ASEAN in our next lecture when we cover organizations, regional groupings में हम लोग ये cover करेंगे. What are these 10 countries of Southeast Asia which form ASEAN? So Brunei, Myanmar, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand and Vietnam. So these are the 10 countries. इनको अब हम locate करेंगे. Let's locate these countries on the map itself. So starting from here, हमने हर एक country की capital भी locate करनी है. You should know where the location of each country's capital is. It is highly probable that UPSC or any state civil services might ask you to arrange them from left to right, right to left, like east to west or west to east, or from top to bottom, north to south. So starting with Burma, this is not known as Burma, it is commonly known as Myanmar. इसकी capital है Naypyidaw, which is located somewhere here. Then you move towards the east, you have Thailand. Thailand की capital Bangkok है. इसके ऊपर Laos है, Laos की capital Vientiane है. And towards the east we have Vietnam, and its capital is towards the north, it is called Hanoi. I think this will be clearer now. So, and towards the bottom we have Cambodia, and its capital is Phnom Penh. और ये जो एरिया आपको येलो में दिख रहा है, दिस इज़ कॉल्ड मलेशिया. मलेशिया की कैपिटल कुआलालंपुर है. एंड टुवर्ड्स इट्स टिप की तरफ जो है सिंगापुर लोकेटेड है. सिंगापुर इज लोकेटेड एट द टिप ऑफ दिस पेनिनसुला. दिस इज कॉल्ड द मले पेनिनसुला. एंड इधर एक बोर्नियो आइलैंड है. इस पूरे आइलैंड को हम बोर्नियो आइलैंड बोलते हैं. इसका जो यहाँ पर आपको ग्रीन पार्ट में दिख रहा है, this all is Indonesia, all this in green, and Indonesia has its capital here. Indonesia archipelagic है, मतलब ये island से बना हुआ है. इसकी capital, the capital of Indonesia is Jakarta, which is located here. And on the island of Borneo we have Malaysia in yellow or mustard color. We have Brunei and Indonesia. This is a broad formation of Southeast Asia, and this here in violet here is Philippines, and इसकी capital Manila है. So moving on, now as we saw that Southeast Asia में बहुत सारे islands भी हैं. There are many island countries here, and this is the mainland. So what we say literally is that Southeast Asia is divided into two portions. One is mainland Southeast Asia, the other one is insular or island based Southeast Asia. Let's see what are the countries of mainland Southeast Asia as we just saw. So it consists of two dissimilar portions, a continental projection commonly called mainland Southeast Asia, and a string of archipelagos to the south and east of mainland, which is called insular Southeast Asia. Mainland Southeast Asia is divided into the countries of Cambodia. You have Cambodia here. We'll zoom this and we'll see this again. Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, obviously we did this country. Thailand is obviously there, Vietnam is there, and the small city state of Singapore. Singapore does not form the insular Southeast Asia. So this is Singapore at the tip of Malay Peninsula. Here, this whole area which जिसमें आपको continuity दिख रही है land की, this is mainland Southeast Asia, including Singapore here. Okay, Singapore at the tip of Malay Peninsula. Now what you have to remember is that the three countries towards the east, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, ये तीन countries मिलके बनाती हैं आपका Indo-Chinese Peninsula. These three countries, just remember this. Yes, Laos, Cambodia and Vietnam. This area in grey, this is your Indo-Chinese Peninsula. This is what it is called. I hope you know the definition of peninsula. Any land body that is covered by water on three sides. So as you can see, as you know, India is also a peninsula. So here this area is covered by water here towards left, towards south and towards east. So तीन sides हो गई, तीनों side पर water है. So that's why it is called a peninsula, the Indo-Chinese Peninsula. Now I told you about Malaysia. Malaysia forms a part of both mainland and insular Southeast Asia or island based Southeast Asia. This is Malaysia in purple here. This is also Malaysia. यहाँ पर एक बोर्नियो आइलैंड है. सी दिस इज योर इंडो चाइना पेनिनसुला जो अभी हमने किया था. यहाँ पर एक बोर्नियो आइलैंड है एंड दिस पार्ट, ये वाला जो एरिया है ये भी मलेशिया है और बोर्नियो आइलैंड का कुछ पार्ट, ये जो अपर पार्ट है, दिस इज ऑल्सो मलेशिया. वी हैव टेकन बोर्नियो आइलैंड सेपरेटली हियर, दिस एरिया इन रेड. सो द अपर पोर्शन इज मलेशिया सेपरेटली, कि आइलैंड का भी पार्ट है और मेनलैंड से भी जुड़ा हुआ है. मलेशिया इज अटैच टू मेनलैंड ऑल्सो, सो इट फॉर्म्स पार्ट ऑफ मेनलैंड एंड insular Southeast Asia both. See here, the one in yellow, this mainland and this island. And the rest of Southeast Asia is formed of islands of Indonesia and Philippines, which we call the insular or island based Southeast Asia. So Borneo which we saw here, it is the third largest island of the world. So Madagascar is the 4th largest island, Borneo is the 3rd largest island, which is the largest island. That is a homework for you. And just note down the list of first 5 largest islands of the world. It is highly probable that UPSC might ask you a question around that. It has already done that in 2017, which is not long ago. So it might ask you again. It is the 3rd largest island in the world and the largest island in Asia. So you know what is the location of Borneo now. And just also look at the islands of Sumatra and Java here, जो कि इंडोनेशिया बनाते हैं मिलकर. Indonesia has around 20,000 islands which are habitable, rest are inhabitable. तो इंडोनेशिया के सबसे बड़े जो islands हैं, they are Sumatra and Java, habitable islands. So keep in mind the area and location of these islands also by zooming in on the picture. Now we'll talk about the Kara Isthmus or Isthmus of Kara. What is an isthmus first of all? I hope you have read about isthmus. Isthmus is a land body. एक छोटा सा narrow stretch होता है land का जो कि 2 water bodies को connect करता है. So here as you can see, this is called the Kara Isthmus here. यहाँ पर आपका Malaysian Peninsula है, Malay Peninsula है, इसकी टिप पर सिंगापुर है. इस साइड पर towards the left we have Andaman Sea and towards the right we have South China Sea. So Kara Isthmus connects Andaman Sea and South China Sea, where it is located between Thailand and Malaysian Peninsula, Malay Peninsula. So Isthmus of Kara, or it is a narrow neck of southern Myanmar or Burma and Thailand, connecting the Malay Peninsula to the Asian mainland. The isthmus lies between the Gulf of Thailand to the east and the Andaman Sea to the west. Now, if you have a question to arrange capitals from north to south, it is very easy. You can start with Hanoi here after zooming on the map, but arranging from west to east or east to west, that is a task. So, we are doing that for you here. The first one towards the west is Naypyidaw. The second one is Bangkok here. Naypyidaw, Bangkok, then you have Vientiane, then you have Phnom Penh, and then you have Hanoi. So just remember this east to west sequence. You can also zoom in the map here. Naypyidaw, Bangkok, Vientiane, Phnom Penh and Hanoi. These are the 5 capitals arranged from west to east. So moving on, we'll talk about the Strait of Malacca, which is the longest choke point of the world. Why it is called the longest choke point? जो कि trade होता है water bodies के through, ocean के sea routes के through, whatever trade is held, whatever trade is being carried out. This is the choke point. Ships यहाँ से pass करती हैं, अंडमान सी में जाकर यहाँ से पास करती हैं और फिर इस एरिया में जाती हैं, फिलीपीन सी, साउथ चाइना सी, और चाइना को बहुत सारे प्रोडक्ट्स जाते हैं. तो अब what happens is that this is known as the longest choke point. That if this is what is a choke point? That if this barrier is stopped, if this passage is blocked, then international trade will suffer a lot. So Strait of Malacca is very important from geopolitical point of view. So we'll see where it lies, what it connects. So as you can see on the left of Strait of Malacca, you have Andaman Sea here. This is Andaman Sea. This is towards left of Strait of Malacca, and towards the right we have the South China Sea. So Strait of Malacca connects the Andaman Sea and the South China Sea. And CSE, what are the land bodies that it connects? So it is a narrow stretch of water which is almost 930 kilometers in length between Malay Peninsula, that is peninsular Malaysia. We've seen peninsular Malaysia, that it was here. Peninsular Malaysia and the Indonesian island of Sumatra. This is one of the biggest islands of Indonesia, and this area is known as, this island is known as Sumatra. So between Malay Peninsula and Sumatra, the Strait of Malacca is located. Moving on, there are like lines of latitude, important lines of latitude, as we did in the case of Africa also. It is equator, Tropic of Capricorn in the southern hemisphere, and Tropic of Cancer in the northern hemisphere. Tropic of Cancer passes through India here from Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and other states. So as you can see that equator, if we look at equator, equator passes only through Indonesia here in Southeast Asia. Equator passes only through Indonesia. You can zoom it and check it for yourself. that here also on this island of Borneo also सिर्फ इंडोनेशिया वाले पार्ट से पास कर रहा है इक्वेटर. Nothing, no other countries in Southeast Asia have equator passing through them. And Tropic of Cancer passes here through Myanmar. Continuing through India, it is passing through Myanmar. So just remember this country. Now we will come to the most important part here. Questions have been asked that what are the rivers of Southeast Asia, where do they drain, कौन सी sea में drain out होती हैं, delta बनाती है नहीं बनाती है, और arranging the rivers from left to right. So this is very important. There are only 5 important rivers in Southeast Asia. You just have to remember their location. सिर्फ location याद रखेंगे, कौन सी sea में drain होती है उतना याद रखेंगे तो भी question solve हो जाएंगे आराम से. So let's see. There are 5 major rivers in Southeast Asia. See, starting from Myanmar, you have Irrawaddy here, then you have Salween, then you have Chao Phraya, then you have Mekong, and then you have Red. इसी series में ये left से right और west to east arranged है. This is the sequence of these rivers from west to east. So remember this. Your Irrawaddy is the westernmost river. Then comes Salween, Chao Phraya, Mekong and Red. 5 rivers arranged from west to east. Remember this. Now we will study them in detail. See, there are 3 rivers which originate in the plateau of Tibet itself. तो वो Southeast Asia में originate नहीं होती, वो कहाँ originate होती है? Tibet में. ये कुछ rivers China से भी pass करती है. तो what are the 3 rivers which originate in plateau of Tibet? These are the 3 westernmost rivers. Chao Phraya को छोड़ दीजिए. Chao Phraya forms only the part of southern Southeast Asia. So that is a very small river. Talk about these 3 big rivers here. Irrawaddy, Salween, Mekong, these 3 rivers originate in plateau of Tibet. These 3 are very long and very big rivers of Southeast Asia. So I'm giving you another representation here. See, these 2 rivers in red, Irrawaddy and Salween, they originate here somewhere in Tibet, and this Mekong, it originates here again in Tibet. So just remember this. Now we'll talk about all these rivers in detail. So first of all, we'll talk about the Irrawaddy river or the westernmost river. As you can see that it is flowing through Myanmar. It is draining the area of Myanmar, western Myanmar itself, and here in the Andaman Sea, or you can call it the Bay of Bengal, यहाँ पर it forms a delta which is known as delta of Irrawaddy, and this Irrawaddy river is very famous for Irrawaddy dolphins. What happens is that Irrawaddy dolphins flow from this Irrawaddy river to Chilka Lake in Odisha. इंडिया के मेनलैंड पर, इंडिया के चिल्का लेक पर आती है वो डॉल्फिन्स माइग्रेट करके इरावडी रिवर से. सो इरावडी डॉल्फिन इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट स्पीशीज. विल बी कवरिंग दैट इन आर स्पीशीज एंड न्यूज़ lecture series, whatever we take the next. We have already covered 2 lectures for species and news. You can go back and watch them out. They will be very important from prelims point of view. We'll be covering a 3rd series and we'll be covering Irrawaddy dolphin also there. The next one is Salween river. So Salween river का है that it flows through China for 100 kilometers miles. So the Salween river flows for several hundred miles through southern China before entering eastern Myanmar. So remember it from left to right. The Mekong is one of the world's greatest river system, and it is the longest river of mainland Southeast Asia. Look at here Mekong का जो area है. Here you have Mekong. It is one of the largest rivers or the longest rivers of Southeast Asia. Look at its flow. And it has the largest drainage basin, because obviously if it is the largest river, it will have the largest drainage basin. The Chao Phraya river is mostly contained in Thailand, and the Red river is mostly contained in Vietnam. So this is all what you have to remember from river's point of view. Now we'll talk about some of the disputed islands. Disputed islands are obviously there in the South China Sea. Where is South China Sea located? As I took you to the first slide also, that this is India, Bay of Bengal, Andaman Sea, South China Sea is here towards east of Vietnam. China का area यहाँ से आता है. This is Philippines, this is island of Borneo, Indonesia, Malaysia and Brunei. All these 3 countries have their stakes here. So what happens is UN clause, United Nation Convention on Laws of Sea, कि समुद्र में कौन से laws countries को govern करेंगे. So according to United Nations Conventions on Laws of Sea, UN clause, उसके according it has been said that if a country has some of the islands in sea area, तो उस country के जो rights हैं कुछ हद तक extend हो जाते हैं कि काफ़ी दूर तक भी उस country का right उस sea के ऊपर रहता है. तो what China did was to have the rights over South China Sea. South China Sea has a lot of minerals and it is very important from trade point of view. We saw that from Strait of Malacca, a lot of ships enter here. So to have South China Sea, to control South China Sea, what China did was, China ने बहुत सारे artificial islands, man-made islands create कर दिए South China Sea में, और UN clause को, UN authorities को बोला कि because I have got islands in South China Sea, doesn't matter whether they are natural or man-made, I have right over this entire South China Sea. The area which China says its own, जो area China कहता है कि China को belong करता है, that is covered by 9 dash line. This dotted line here, between this area China has created a lot of artificial islands. So this area. तो इन ये जो आसपास वाली छोटी कंट्रीज़ हैं, what will happen to the smaller countries which are located side by side, for example Taiwan, Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam, what will they do? So that is a chaotic situation there. You have to remember the South China Sea and its islands. So starting from here towards the north, you have the Parasail Islands. Just remember them from north to south, or just remember their location. If in a match the following answer में कुछ पूछ लिया जाता है कि ये कौन से sea में located है या north to south arrange कीजिए, so you must remember the map here. Download the PDF of this presentation from the link in the description below. It will take you to our Telegram channel. You can download it from there. So just know these islands from north to south. Parasails, then you have the Scarborough Shoal, then you have Spratly Islands. Okay, so just remember these three islands and remember the name of 9 dash line, what is it associated with. So this is all for today. This is all for Southeast Asia. We will be covering all the topics of world map one by one, all the straits, all the seas, everything, and we'll also be covering places in news. Please have some patience with us with the kind of maps that we use. These are only for better representation, better preparation. Also follow all our initiatives on this channel which are coming daily for prelims. We are carrying out prelims sprint every day, like except for weekends at 5 PM. So stay tuned, keep working hard, and all the best.